Alright guys, so thanks for watching. We're going to be doing what lure to use uh, in what situation, or what I think are the best lures for that kind of area. So let's get started with the probably the most well-known series of lure, the Rapala DT. I got a DT4, a DT6, and a DT10. So crankbaits are really easy to use. You just cast them and reel them in at a steady rate. So this is the original DT series, or the original DT lure. This is a bluegill color. Dives to 10 feet. The really nice thing about these lures is that they say Rapala, and then they say Rapala, and then they say dives to 10 feet. So once you have them out of the box, you'll still be able to tell how far they dive because it says it on the bill. So crankbaits are really easy to use, and they're becoming more realistic every day. This is the Rapala HD Live series. Just came out, I believe, this year. Should catch a lot of fish. It's really realistic. Really good for those pressured waters and those clear waters. In colder water, you can use the Rapala DT Flat. This is the Rapala DT Flat 3. Once again, it says Rapala, and then it says dives to 3 feet. It's a little bit of that chartreuse. I really wish my lighting was better. It's a little bit of that chartreuse. There you go. If I put my hand like by the camera, you can kind of see the color. Chartreuse, orange, dives to 3 feet. It has a tighter wobble than the original DT color, or the original DT lures. Yeah, good lure. I haven't used it this year though, but it's good for colder waters, or waters where the fish want something tighter, not really wobbly. Oh, also, in I believe all the DT lures except for the DT Fat, there is a rattle. I don't know how loud that is in the water. I've never fished with them. Okay, next, sticking on the crankbait line of things, I have two similar lures, but they're different brands. I have the Berkley Flicker Shad and the Rapala Shad Rap. So both crankbaits, the bill on the Berkley is kind of like a weird shape. I mean, it works. It's just a different shape than most square bill or most crankbaits. And then says Rapala, Deep Runner Shad Rap. Yeah. I have never fished the Berkley Flicker Shad. I just got that this year. But I have fished a Shad Rap. Pretty good lure. I have caught a lot of fish on all of them. And they also, well, they come in a lot of colors. And then they also come in the Deep Runner and the Shallow Runner. I have 3 of the Deep Runners. Perch color, crawdad, crawfish color, whatever you want to call it. And then just like I don't know. Next, we're going to stick with crankbaits still. Crankbaits are probably going to take the longest. I don't know what this is, a weird crawfish color, made in America. So this is what you get when you get America lures. But these hooks are extremely sharp. I don't remember the brand of this. It's got a rattle. It should be pretty far casting. It should work good. It's supposed to have those flared out gills for some kind of special action or whatever. Okay, I think I'm going to skip a couple crankbaits. I'll just show them to you. Shallow Runner. Scatter Rap. And then catches a ton of fish. The Lazy Ike. I do not know the brand on that one. Yeah, we'll just skip a couple there. I got the Rapala Jointed crankbait. And then, yeah. Okay, well, let's get on to the square bill crankbaits. Now these guys, you're going to want to use, well, I don't even remember. Okay, normal crankbaits, any kind of crankbait, you're going to want to use in basically any kind of water. You just got to find the color that works best for your water and the depth that you're going to be fishing in, and you're good to go. Now with a square bill crankbait, any kind of square bill crankbait, this is the KVD, I believe the 1.5. Get my hand in there so you can actually see the color of the lure. Yeah, you get the idea. It's got blue on the top, yellow, that black dot, and a little bit of orange by the hook. Now with square bill crankbaits, so that was the KVD crankbait. I love it. I catch a lot of fish on that baby. And then Rapala doesn't really make that many square bill crankbaits, but I do have one. It's the Rapala Crank and Wrap square bill version. Now with any square bill version, this is when you can throw it over trees and it'll go right over trees. I don't know a lot about the Rapala square bill, but I do know that the KVD square bill crankbait is supposed to get like right back on track, where other lures apparently like swerve around the stump or the rock. So square bill crankbaits you use when you're gonna be running right on those rocks. If my hand's the rock, or like the logs, you use it and you hit those rocks or stumps or whatever, where a normal crankbait is gonna get stuck and snagged up in them. Square bills aren't supposed to do that. So also in Rapala you got those 3D eyes. They just started doing those a couple years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, maybe 3, I don't know. But yeah, square bill crankbaits are really good in the water, really good at any temperature. So there you have it. This is the Rapala Crank and Wrap. Give me a second on the color. It's a hot mustard. Okay, next we'll move on to lipless crankbaits. Lipless, meaning they don't have a bill. So here's a rattling Rapala. Rattling. This is a really old one. I've not really used it that much. And then give me a second. I got a couple more rattling Rapalas. As I'm stabbing myself, Mountain Dew Special Edition, and then a clown colored. Really good lures, although you can cast them extremely far, but I haven't caught any fish on them. Or on those. I haven't caught any fish on the rattling Rapala. Well, I think I've caught like 2, but also I haven't used it that much because last year in 2015 Rapala came out with their new Rapala Rip and Wrap. So these are the size 6 Rapala Rip and Wraps. I got a chartreuse shad and then a crawdad. So these lures, I really like them. I mean, if you saw this lure when it was new, it's a totally different color. I've gotten so many fish in it. The eyes are like scratched. The paint's really rough. You can't really tell because of my lighting, but that white mark, like right under the eye, and it kind of curves around like that right there. That's not supposed to be there. That's from catching a trillion fish on it. Get it. It's like $6. You can get a bunch of them. They're not that expensive. They work great. My next lipless crankbait, I've heard really good things about it, although I have not personally fished with it yet. I'm definitely going to try it out this year and tell you guys what I think. Is the Strike King Red Eye Shad. It's a 1/2 ounce lure. I got the neon bluegill color. Here it is, the Strike King Red Eye Shad. So it's I actually looked at it, and it's a little bit different design than the Rip and Wrap. A little bit different design than the owl. The Rip and Wrap still has sharp hooks. Also on the... How many times do you guys stab yourself? Rip and Wrap has 2 different size hooks, which makes it unique. Now, here's the difference in the rattle. Here's the Rip and Wrap, and here's the Strike King Red Eye Shad. So this one's a little bit deeper. Both the dive depths are, I think, variable, actually. Give me a second. Because, let's see what it says. Yeah, the swim depth is variable. So if you bring it really slow, it's gonna go down, it's gonna go down farther. Okay, let's get this video moving on. It's already been 11 minutes and 30 seconds. And I gotta make it under 15 minutes, so I gotta get moving. Let's go to jerkbaits. Jerkbaits. This year Wrap came out with the Shadow Wrap. Or I mean, last year they came out with the Shadow Wrap. Really good jerkbait. Caught a ton of fish on it. This year they came out with the Shadow Wrap Shad. It's a slow rising jerkbait, whereas the Shadow Wrap was a slow sinking. And then also, along with coming out with the Shadow Wrap Shad, they came out with both for the Shadow Wrap and the Shadow Wrap Shad, the frosty color. I got just the frosty color. There's some more Shadow Wrap Shad for you. Another type of jerkbait that's not $10. You gotta keep in mind the Shadow Wrap Shad and the Shadow Wrap are around like $8.50 or $9. You can get the Husky Jerk for like $6 or $4, depending on where you go. I forgot one of my lipless crankbaits, the Clackin' Wrap. It's got that. I believe Rapala says it's one of the loudest lures on the market. Really good lure, from what I've heard. And then I got this guy. Look at it. It's a curved 4-inch Junior's crippled shiner. Go check it out. And then I just got into these. Last year is when I got my first one. These bass jigs. I love them. You can fish them. They're weedless. You can do a ton of them. You can put soft plastics on them. They're amazing. Let's see. I got 2 minutes. Okay. Here's some other bass jigs. Here's a smaller one. 3/8 ounce by Strike King. And here's a Arky bass jig. And these are Arky bass jigs also. I think all of mine are Arky. Strike Kings, these are $4. And these are like $2 or something. So there's a big price range, which is why I usually just go with the Arky. But there is something nice when you get the smaller jigs, is that they're made for like colder water fishing where they go down slower because the fish want slower moving lures, you know, so they have more time to look at it. Okay, one of my last ones, I think, is the Frog, the KVD Strike King Frog, the sexy, I don't remember what it's called, but it's got it. The fish bites down, you're supposed to wait 2 seconds, which is extremely hard for any fisherman to do. Bite, count to 2, set the hook. Because the fish has to swallow it, and then you have to set the hook. Because if he grabs it and you set the hook, it'll more than likely come out of his mouth. So I think that's it. I know I went through these really fast, but I got 20 seconds. 15 seconds. I'll show you. If you guys want to see any reviews, just tell me like a kind of bait and I'll do that entire one. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.